we can pay. So this is nowadays is cloud computing environment. So computing environment has been changed. So because of that, I changed the exercise lab and the project computing environment to use this cloud computing. However, one of the reasons how we can implement such a cloud computing is virtual machine. Virtual machine actually used, some of you guys are using in your laptop. So virtual machine means inside your computer as a software, we pretend there's a machine. Machine means CPU, memory, and other I/O devices, exactly. But this is the kind of connector between your software and real hardware. Okay? Then we can, for example, this is Windows, this is Linux. So Linux, from the Linux point of view, this is a hardware. However, this is not real hardware. As long as we can match the data structure. For example, CPU. In case of CPU, you can the interrupt signal, this virtual machine take it, and request the data and just pretend. So it's not real machine, real hardware. It's a virtual machine. So using virtual machine, we can use multiple the operating system, but we can implement such a thing in the cloud side. So for example, I need Linux, Debian Linux, and a CPU, 10 gigabyte memory. You can create it. Then the virtual machine will be created. There's no one who collect 8 CPU, then connect and build your PC, a server, then connect. No, it's a virtually. Just like what happened when you install the virtual machine on your laptop, it's the same thing. So for your side, actually, you don't have to worry about too much the cloud side. Instead, there are different services of the cloud nowadays: AWS, the MS Azure, and the Google Cloud, GCP, cloud platform. This is the first company and the first market share is mostly used. But one of the issue is you need to put your credit card number. That's really painful. If you forgot after create, it's keep charging. It happens a lot. So, and it's mostly the click buy. You don't know what happened. It's easy for general purpose, but for computer science, it's not very user-friendly. Computer science is user-friendly. So MS Azure I didn't use, so I cannot comment. But the Google is the command line interface. I believe the architect and the developer of the Google, they are from the system administrator or developer who are familiar with the command line interface. GCP is mostly command line interface to support the Linux and the Unix-based virtual machine. So, for example, if you want to connect the virtual machine, so you need to use the shell and the terminal, okay? Then the command line and the connect. So this will be used in our exercise lab and the project. Okay. Okay. The 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, I'm going to wrap up. Any questions so far? Okay. So, what is an operating system? Operating system, I like the definition of the This one, operating system is a program. First is software, it's a program. But it's different from the application program. Instead, it's a control and coordinate and the research, the coordinate the research. Okay. First, we have very limited research. Anyway, we'd like to use the computer research, like the fast computation or the processing, the research management. Then need to control them. If you cannot control them, if I cannot control my student, it will be master. Right? Control the program, then coordinate. If there is a very important process, we give them more research. Or to be fair. So this is the job of the operating system. So operating system is a set of program that control and coordinate the computer research, especially limited computer hardware research. If we have the unlimited research, we don't have to worry about too much. Since we have the very limited research. Then this is a very basic computer organization that I explained a lot. As you can see, any device are connected to the controller. Okay, these are the controller. Then it's based on the communication. Since we have the many resources, we need to use the interrupt. So we will see details about the interrupt later. But the interrupt is there are different types of the interrupt. I'm not sure whether it has. Yes. Or it doesn't have. So interrupt is they happen when the interrupt is happen. The event is I have a new data or I have something the unusual case at the time that you can interrupt. So especially the interrupt the CPU. Stop the CPU job and then CPU change it. As I explained, the CPU time is only one. The CPU can process only one series of instructions, stop and change it. And then process the new operation. That's the basic processing of when the interrupt happens. I/O and storage. We will discuss more later regarding to the storage structure. Okay. What is the caching? When we understand the storage, the hierarchy, okay, you have seen this kind of hierarchy. The higher, faster, but smaller space. The lower is the cheaper and deeper. Then, but slower. It's considered as the cache. Whenever we encounter speed issue in the computer, we always use the cache mechanism. For example, memory is the cache, main memory, because due to the speed gap between hardware and the CPU register. And also, even memory is much slower than the CPU, the processor speed. So we have the cache. It's called the L2 cache in between. Like the 4 megabyte, 8 megabyte, L2 cache. This is used. Always we can use such a caching to make the system efficient. Okay. We will see later the direct memory access. To understand the direct memory access, we need to understand how CPU read the data and request the data. So we will see later. This is the SMP machine, symmetric multiprocessor. So massive processor. So symmetric, so like when we have the multiple CPU. However, dual core is slightly different. The main difference between the dual core and the SMP, the architecture is dual core use the same chip. Okay. What is the huge benefit? What is the main benefit of the dual core?
Speed.
Speed? Power. You can say the power. Okay, because it's in the same chip. Okay. Cluster, and the cluster is when we have the one computer and another computer and make the group of computers. It's a cluster system. So, for example, the HDFS, distributed file system, can be used for cluster system. But in our class, we are not going to deal with the operating system for cluster. Okay. We already talked about the multi-programming and the time sharing and multitasking. So we will see that all of this will be discussed in detail throughout the semester. I don't explain the dual mode in the next class. I'm going to start with the dual mode. So what is the dual mode like? Okay. All the other I already explained. Okay. First, during the weekend, why don't you read the chapter 1 and chapter 2 to remind your most of the things that we discussed today and the last class. So you already know, but it's kind of overview and the review. For your better understanding, why don't you read the textbook chapter 1 and 2 over the weekend. Okay, so don't forget to bring your laptop. The next class on Wednesday. We will see you on Wednesday. Thank you.